Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve. Welcome to Born to Achieve podcast, the show that inspires and motivates you to unlock your full potential and achieve your goals. With your host, Warren Andrew Pinder. Let's get started on this week's episode of Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve.
I am born to achieve, and so are you. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about the importance of values. I have sitting with me here a colleague who has been we've been working together now for the last 25 years. She's made 25. I'm about to join her, as she's always say. I'm her junior in another 4 months. But I thought it fitting to have her on the podcast to help me to explain the importance of values and how it helped her in her achievements, and the same for myself. Peggy, and they said hard work would how that continue, how that continued.
Yeah, it will not kill a man, which means that no matter how hard that work is, as long as you stick with it, it's not going to kill you.
Hard work never kill anybody, right? Those old cliches what our parents would have told us back in the day. What is worth doing is you remember that one?
Yeah, it's worth doing
Well,
well.
exactly. That if you put your heart and soul into whatever it is that,
You must accomplish the goal that you set for.
that it's gonna be if you're passionate about it, if you get yourself involved in something, then certainly the outcome would be great, right? It'll be that which you. Anything else you could remember? What else they used to tell you, man? What else your mom would say to you? Any yeah.
Hard head will make good soup.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. Hard head, Peggy just say this now. Hard head don't make good soup. You got to listen. You got to listen to what others say to you. Learn by example, and
Yes.
doing by experience.
Just being obedient and just, someone asks you to do something, just probably do it. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do it, it might be costly to you. Which means when you look back, you say, boy, I should have done that or listen to what the older person had said to you back then.
But yeah. That's one that she always said. What about when they tell you always be the first to speak when you walk into the room? Anyone ever told you that about growing?
Well, manners and respect take you through the world.
Yeah, that was one too. Manners and respect would take you. That's your ticket.
Yeah.
But today that's a really, really serious one, in that you don't have persons today really accepting and understanding that it's just important to respect others, because that'll take us right in. Think about do unto others,
As you will help them to
do
want
unto
to
you, and that's all a part of respect. So wherever in your environment, wherever you're working in your daily job, or wherever you go, you want to always have that as a part of your
daily life.
your daily life, a part of your life. Understanding that, but there are just so many cliches that when our elders would have told us these things, they knew exactly what they expecting. I know one of these they started to say a moment ago. Be the first to speak when you walk in, and that's simple. You be the one to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That they ain't hurt you to open your mouth
No.
and say these things.
Charity begins at home and
Yeah.
ends abroad, which means that if you have those type of values, wherever you go and you meet someone, you will speak.
Definitely. If you taught these things are taught to you, they're taught to you at home. That it's something that's just something that we have to take with us. We have to learn on our journey, that it's important to, when things that we were taught as children, that we practice them daily and we teach our children to practice them daily. If we don't do this, if we don't, what are we expecting of them if they don't really know? But tie that into how all of those things, right? Tie that into how it helps you to deal with people on a daily basis with our colleagues or clients that come into you or just in general, persons who you meet. Your values, the values that you hold, that you uphold in your life. The values, what are the values that you remember your father served, persons of all walks of life in his capacity, in his profession. I sure he would have imparted to you, what you remember most about the values that have that helped you with your achievements of where you are today.
Well, a lot of times, you'll run into people and people have needs, and if you can help them, you will try your best to do so. Um, a lot of times, like, yeah, I guess giving up oneself is one of those big things that really help you in your daily walk because you never know. And as they say, hand go, hand come. Sometimes if you lend a hand to somebody, you will never know how that comes back in so many ways to you.
Mhm.
Thank you for joining today's podcast. We'll be right back.
Achieve Man, written by Warren Andrew Pinder and Dominique Bradford. This book passionately focuses on the challenges women have been made to go through and how to overcome them. In some cultures, being a woman disadvantages the girl child. This book carefully exposes the hurdles you might face. This masterpiece is the ultimate self-help guide for women. It reveals your true purpose and identity. Get your copy today. Available from Amazon.
We now return to today's podcast.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. You know, I'll tell you one that I don't know if you ever heard this, but I'll tell you this. Tell me the only thing, right, that's not for sale. The most important thing that you could ever do to be successful, but it's not for sale. It's just honesty is one. You got because yeah, you can't buy honesty. You either have it or you don't. But when you're talking about really succeeding, what can't you buy?
Manners and respect.
You can't buy manners and respect if you have to learn it.
Yeah, you can't buy it.
But what could you earn if you want to earn some what you work there at? Like when I speak, I'm all about speaking about achievement and everything, and I tell you got to take action to achieve. By doing it, you got to chart the course to identify and remove the hurdles in your life, put in the effort, put 100%, intensify the effort. Now we talking about values, but you want to be successful.
Stability.
Well, that's another one. You stickability that gotta come from it. But think about it, right? Let me tell you one I'll never forget. Success is never on sale. You will always have to work hard for it.
All the words that I throw at you ends right up to that.
So that's if you really want to be successful, you can't go buy that.
No, you can't buy it.
If you don't agree, you can't buy that thing.
You gotta work hard for that.
That one you gotta work. You could do all those other things which we talk about, but you gotta work hard if you want to be successful.
And
You
then
know.
this, like, people that say the sky is not the limit. As long as you set yourself up, you may fall, but if you pick up and keep going, you can get beyond where you need to go. So that comes with success as in pushing.
I tell you, but you said something earlier. That's saying, look here, you have to stick to what you once you know your goal, right?
Right.
You just have to keep going at it. You got to keep going at it over and over and over because regardless of when you fall, you got to get up.
You gotta
You got
brush
to get
yourself
up.
off. They
But
always
if
say
you
brush
really
it off.
if you really want it, you got to get up and keep going at it. That stickability, like you said, is extremely important. But it just says that value value is something, right? The importance of values in our lives is that all those things that carry us through, all those things that we have thought that it may not relate to our specific task or our jobs, in terms of what we do, but to carry out our jobs, to actually be effective in dealing with persons, for persons to see you and acknowledge you and to recognize you, is those values that and the characteristic of a person that really says what type of person you are, what type of, are you hardworking, are you respectful, you have manners and respect, all right. It goes a long way. It speaks volume. It speaks volumes for yourself. So once you have them, I guess that's why they say to you that it'll take you around the world, because it's a universal thing that persons understand character, based on your values. And that's what really we need to teach younger persons today.
Still and others. Because once you instill that in someone, they may sway, they may fall off, but when they catch themselves and come back, they can remember that, you know what? That's something that they tell me that in order for me to see myself somewhere, I have to do this.
Yeah, you're right. But we have to dwell, we have to like really, really drill that in them. We have to drill that. We have to drill and two, as you know, singers, we have to literally like teach them so that they'll learn by what they see. If they want you to follow your example, the best thing you could do for a person is to leave a part of your legacy that they can say, I remember Peggy.
People say, live by example.
Lead by example. It lead by example. You know, what more could you ask for? The funny thing about it is that when we realize where we are, we become self-actuated. We are somewhat settled. At the end of the day, you don't want to be known as that miserable person or that person who, wait, I can't stand up. Or you understand what I'm saying? You don't want to be, when you're talking about leading by example, you don't want them to describe you as someone who didn't care or someone who did not lend or rend a helping hand, to help someone else along the way. And values really determine, all right, how persons perceive you. Exactly. How they perceive you to be. Some persons could come to you and ask you, but if they see that you're always pleasant, if you're always offering, that good morning is so important to so many people. you know that's really like, and we always say they don't have no manners, but just being able to, like you say, to be the first person to speak who walk in the room, that's a treasure.
It's like you. It's, I remember I went to Grand Bahama the other day, and when we went when we went in the shopping area to a restaurant, and I was such amazed that everybody you walk past speak to you. They don't do that in Nassau, but that was in Grand Bahama. I mean, it's like, good morning, ma'am, good morning, good morning. Amongst ourselves, we was like, wow, these people just really speak. You know what I mean? So speaking to someone doesn't hurt you. It would not take away anything from you. It's a plus in your life, because if you walk to that person again, that person say, well, I know that person can speak. So manners and respect do take you to the world.
Thank you for joining today's podcast. We'll be right back.
Achieve Men, written by Warren Andrew Pinder. In this book, you will learn the 7 steps to achieving your dreams and goals. Given the vision to share how the acronym of the word achieve can be used systematically in your day-to-day life. Each of us is given a unique gift from God. Get your copy today. Available in print, ebook, and audiobook from Amazon.
We now return to today's podcast.
That's so real. I agree with you 100% with that. I honestly agree with that, Peggy, because like I say, it's all about how people perceive you to be. It's building the character. These things are free.
It doesn't cost you nothing. It doesn't even hurt you.
You understand what I'm saying? They're actually free. But as I tell you, it actually contributes to your success?
It do. For 25 years, being on one job speaks a lot.
Exactly.
Because right now, without having values, I probably would have already gone. But because I have values that mean so much, doing the job that I do, keep me going every day.
Mhm.
Continuous customers always ask for me, come back. I want to see that young lady who served me. She's very pleasant. She's this, she's that. So value do means a lot
Mhm.
in your daily life.
Mhm. Persons remember you for that.
Yes. I had one of my boss call me today. She said, Peggy, my client is coming down there to you, and he asked me to ask you to sort him out when he come down here.
Mhm.
So that alone right there is great value.
Mhm. You see, they know who they dealing with.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? They know what they're dealing with. But Peggy, it's so good, right, to be able to like share this podcast with all the listeners where we're speaking about, because you know I know that you are valued. I've worked with you, like I said, for the last 25 years. I mean, we have good times, and it's really good knowing that a colleague that stands and you can depend on. All right, all of these attributes that make you the person whom you are, and that's why I thought, like, hey, I can share, I can really share this, let you be a part of this episode on values, the importance of values. But I want to say something to you that I wrote a poem uh, on values, right? And it's like a love story that I said you write, but it just simply reads: value was like a diamond, firm and glamorous. She was not easily moved or wooed. Priority was handsome, robust, and easy to get along with. They complemented each other, but Priority always felt that he was more critical and needed, as he was called upon often to get things done. At the same time, Value captured the eyes of many that sought after her day by day. And one day, Priority told Value how so many people needed him to achieve their goals. But Value said, "You must not love me enough to earn yours." So when we speak of it, is what is important, you know, is what making things priority based on the values. What is in, but these things are important. Like, you see that if you really wanted something, you based priority as being firm and needing to do things, value as gorgeous and glamorous. But we really want to understand that to place priority of these values in our lives, you know, when you begin to do that, you you begin to earn. And as I said to you, all the different cliches that we may have been taught, right? One thing that you cannot buy, that's
Is
that's success.
success.
You got to work hard for that, and while working hard, you got to gain those things. You got to put manners, respect. You got every single thing that our persons with the daughters as we are kids. We put all that together if we really want to be successful and achieve our dreams and our goals. Yeah. But Peggy, thank you very much for sitting and taking the time with me today. That hope that persons would listen and enjoy, our perspective on how important values are to your success. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve. We hope you found it informative, inspiring, and motivating. Born to Achieve. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and family. Stay focused on your goals, and we'll see you on the next episode of Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve. Born to Achieve.